Welcome back to your headquarters for fan diversity, contraband fan, with the second video of the day as promised, perhaps a half hour late. This fan has to be nearly 38 years old, which is shocking. First time I saw one of these, I was on the school bus, riding to school, of course. And these were in the shop windows, and at which point it would be years until I get my hands on one to study the blades and their design, which turns out is mostly impeller, visible clearly by the backwards tipping tip of the blade. I opted not to do much cleanup on this thing, as I was debating during the previous video. That thing, yeah, still haven't put it away. As you can tell, it's pretty cluttery in here. Anyway, this little beauty isn't in too bad a shape considering it's 38 years old. I'm guessing probably it was well maintained for most of its life. Then it was thrown away at an electronics recycling day or feature or event or function or some such thing. I love those. I take in some junk and I come back with more than I left with. Wait a minute, junk? No. Not at all accurate. These fans come in a variety of designs. I even have a reversible one out in the garage that has a bad capacitor as it runs slow. I haven't taken the time to fool with it. It's been up on the shelf out there for years, matter of fact, now that I think of it, and shame on me for neglecting it. Anyway, were it not for me, it would have been recycled into some modern jankness, if that's even a word. This fan has the wider frame. The one that I bought as soon as I was able, back decades ago, had a narrower frame. About that wide, 1.5 inches, roughly shorter. The fan, the motor, is mounted on the back grill, which is uniquely miserly. When I saw that, I thought, oh my gosh, how cheap. What slothfulness, half-assedness. But it's lasted 38 years, so hush my mouth. Let's see this thing run. And it actually does still run. Oh, when I got it, it didn't run because the cord, as you can see, has paint on it. And the tongs, or prongs, that is, had been dipped in paint and thereby were no longer conductive. Thereby it was deemed the thing was broken. And besides, it's old and it's dirty and it's ugly. We have to throw it away and buy a new one. Good for you, folks. I like waste as long as I'm there to pick up the slack and put it on YouTube, in this case, and others. But this thing, plasticky and half-assed mount being as it may, does run. I knew it would. Let's see. You want me to prove it? Quite right, and I would imagine so. Here we go. This is a 2-speed model. I've seen them in 3. This has 2 off positions. So the knob's missing, so I use my handy pliers. There's the high speed. You may be able to see, yeah, it's pulling my backdrop into it. Let's switch it to low speed so it doesn't choke for air and burn the motor up or something. All right. If I was not such a horrible housekeeper, I wouldn't need this backdrop. But anyway, you're right. Bits of the grill missing. Still runs strong. I didn't oil it, didn't wipe the blades or anything. Now you can see the blades are not aligned, hence the wobbling of it. But the air output, well, I can't get a real accurate read on that because it's there. Okay, we'll get my backdrop out of it. And on low speed, it moves about, horrible noise, about that much air. Let's do that on high speed. Maybe it'll suck up the backdrop again. I just grab my pliers that I threw on the floor hastily and slovenly. All right, high speed. Indeed, indeed, high speed. It moves, that is, it moves that much noise, I mean air. Not too shabby for 38 years and a plastic blade. Criminy, I've been bent on fans for 50 years, believe it or not. It's the truth. And I do not see that changing. Let's check the spin down time on this puppy. Low speed, off. Remarkable. Amazing, stupendous, I like it. Okay, this is an Edison brand. And the dirt buildup on the blades shows that the leading edge is obviously on the right, meaning it spins clockwise, as you have seen. And on the front wider surface of the blade, there's not a lot of buildup, which is a good thing. There is some blowback at the center, as you can see, dirt drawn back and impacting the front side of the motor. And the downside, oh look, the handle's gone. Draws a lot through the motor, keeping it cool, that's good. But on the back side of the blade, you can see there's air impacting the blade, which is curious. That would seem to indicate that the blade is not getting out of its own way. There should be a little bit of air, a little bit of dirt rather, piled up on the front side of the blade where the blade has the heaviest influence on the air, moving it through the frame and the grills. And this moves a fair amount, but when air hits the back of the blade, that means air is hitting the back of the blade as the dirt buildup reflects. Even so, this having lasted 38 years, I guess it passes the performance test. Yay, all right. Edison brand. Score. Quality. Yep, I like it. First, 90% impeller blade and a good design. Kind of noisy because the blades are narrow, and a blade traveling in a circular pattern inside a square hole is not going to operate at peak efficiency. But according to the modern standards of fans, which may have began around the time of the manufacture of this unit, it spins and some air comes out, so it's a fan. Well, I'm not entirely on board with that, but it moves and some air comes out, so I will assume that to be accurate and add it to my pile of fans, which is stupendous, if I dare say so myself. Contraband fan, done exhibiting another brilliant model. Do check back soon. I have stuff that I'm building that will just stomp the daylights out of all the manufactured fans. My original stuff, I'm going to revolutionize the industry. I'm going to be the Jimi Hendrix of the electric fan. That's right, you heard me, I said that. It's happening, it's on. So check back. I'll talk to you then. Contraband fan.